All right. Hello, viewers out there. You're welcome once again to Sports Orbit. My name is Alpha Achille. Salifu Usman is in the studio with me. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit.
Thank you, Ashur.
Of course, on today's edition of the program, our main focus will be on the Olympics, as most of us are aware the Olympic 2024 Paris Olympic officially will begin tomorrow. That's with the official opening ceremony. Although, of course, some events have started, like in football, with some events started yesterday. And of course, before we get into that opening ceremony proper and other events that Team Nigeria will be participating in, of course, this evening, 6 p.m. exactly, the Super Falcons in Nigeria will begin their Olympic campaign against Brazil in their group opener this evening. Of course, for the Super Falcons going into this Olympic, we all recall how they eventually qualified, narrowly qualified anyway, if you ask me, against South Africa in that tense match where he had to end up in an all in a draw, But Super Falcons back in the Olympics for the first time since 2008, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, and of course, this is a chance for the Super Falcons to make history, but coming up against the Brazilian team who have been there, done that, is going to be, a tough one. Although on paper you might want to give it to the Brazilians, but football has changed so much these days that if the Euros are anything to teach us these days, you don't play football based on what the strength of the teams on paper. The game of football is neither played online, but it's done on the field of play. And Super Falcons squaring up against Brazil. Salifu.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough one. I want to see a very tough one for Super Falcon. It's also going to be a very tough one for the Brazilians.
Very well.
Just like you see on paper, head to head, obviously the Brazilians have an upper hand against Nigeria. The Brazilians are also trying to shoot for their first gold medal at the Olympic. They have been there severally, but they end up not getting the gold medal, so they want to use it probably to get a gold medal this time around. But Super Falcons, just like say, for a very long time, it's almost 2 decades now that we have not been to the Olympic game. The last time at the Beijing Olympic 2008. Now they're making a return after 16 years. And after this 16 years, if you look at between 60 years and now, a whole lot of teams has revolving, has moved around. And looking at the strength of Nigeria, we also have a fair name that in the Rally women game that everyone can do. Also, yes, Nigeria is also a force to reckon with. At the last World Cup, yes, we were up there, even though we couldn't get to the podium. In the quarterfinals, we massively lost to the England. Everybody knew that we put a very good fight. And judging from that pedigree, and judging from that statement, they clearly show that Nigeria has also come of age. And these are all. It also depends on the tactic, and I expected at one drum and his technical crew to ensure that they have a basic formation that they can able to draw whatever plan the Brazilians are likely going to come out. Brazilians are no longer look like what they are. People are no longer before if you want to call the Brazilian name either by their main folk or by their women folk, one begin to jitsu. But now football has gone dynamic, and everybody is now a threat to each other.
Of course, and for the Super Falcons, I mean, the main core of the team who went to that did well in that World Cup still remain, apart from some missing names, some due to injuries, the likes of Ashley Plumter, then some left out of the squad for best reason known to the coach, maybe feels their age. But the core of that team still remains, and a lot of Nigerians are only hoping that they will pick up from where they stopped at the World Cup in Australia last year.
Yeah, we hope so. Just like as Potter you mentioned, he's a very key player that is going to be obviously very missing. He's a very strong defender in the Super Eagles back line. And another player that we're also likely going to miss is Alima Hayide from a very midfield marshal Miguel. He's a player that on a good day you want to have him in your midfield. But unfortunately, Israel, he was part of the team planning, he was part of the team in the camp. But unfortunately, injury came at the training camp and he has to left the camp, and which was being replaced by another player. But we hope that Radwanzo will be able to make use of what is at his disposal. Just like you see, we still have a bulk of the player that he used at the Australian New Zealand World Cup, and we hope he will be able to make best use of this player to get Nigeria the needed result. A whole lot of Nigerian players have spoken a whole lot of things about this game. I use Roswala in particular. has made a vow that yes, they are there to make a name for themselves and at the same time to make a name for the country. Hotel, Aziz Azufola, by age and by everything, it's an opportunity that has come on their way for the first time. The last time we played at the Olympic was almost 16 years ago. Hotel that they will be at the next Olympic in the less Olympic in US. So they don't know. So you need to make best of this opportunity now. Probably to let's say make a hay where the sun is shine. And I hope the like of Ajibade, the captain of the team, Uswalas, and several other young guys, young girls who have made the experience will be able to give Nigeria all we need. The best thing, but one thing that Brazil, either you like it or not, just by name alone is scary.
Sure.
When it comes to the round that game, once you just measure by Brazilian, whoever, any, whatever you like, is scary. But just like say football has changed. Yesterday we saw what happened yesterday. Nobody expected Morocco to beat Argentina yesterday. But unfortunately, Morocco, that's why Argentina, all with their strength, everything they come up with, Morocco was able to drive their plan and then they give them a 2-0 win yesterday. So who said Super Falcons can repeat the same feat repeat the same feat today, beating another South American in the opening match.
Very well. Of course, still on the Olympic, of course, like I said earlier, opening ceremony is tomorrow, Friday, and Toby Amuson has been named as Nigeria's flag bearer for the Paris Olympic. While and Noah Luapo Okweri will be general captain of Team Nigeria. So for Toby Amuson, another chance at history. It's always a team of pride when you are the one leading your team with the your country's flag hoisting while as you take a march at the opening ceremony. And I mean, who better person to select to be Nigeria's flag bearer than Toby Amuson?
Yeah, if you look at not disrespecting other athletes that are the team, he has the highest pedigree in the team, and in terms of record, in terms of anything, he's a star.
Yeah.
He's a superstar in the star-studded athlete that are in the star-studded contingent that are make Nigeria list of the game. And being her a flag bearer, and we hope that this is another added impetus, another added motivation to ensure that he go all out there and do Nigeria proud. It's always a delight to see Amusha whenever he put on his Nigerian color. He's always a girl that is always determined to ensure that he gives Nigeria a fair representation. At the Tokyo Olympic, only God knows when I was privileged to be at the Tokyo Olympic, when he narrowly missed to make the podium. You see how hot he as if at his extent that something had been taken out of her for not getting that. He feel that he let her country down. He was trying to protect that he would a rably colleague push her on a race, but he couldn't get it. But we hope that this is another chance for her now. He's at the Olympic again after 43 years later, and go by what he achieved at the last 2 years ago in Europe and US in making the world record. No thanks at the last World Championship. No thanks to the scandal that was trying to hang over her, but unfortunately got rescued out of that scandal, and then he couldn't do well at the Budapest game where he finished 60th. But let's hope that this time around, and going by this way, at the last diamond race, he was exceptional, finished behind the leading runners, and we hope that he'll be able to do well this time around, and being just like say leading the flag. You know that he had a high bond on Nigeria, and it's something special, something honor for you to be the one leading your country, carrying your country flag around. You have several key players like the like of the LeBron James, the one taking the American flag, and I think it's a honor that you live long to remember.
Alright, still on the Olympics, now we will take a look at the sports in which Nigeria will be taking part in. Of course, 88 athletes who represent Nigeria in 12 different sports, ranging from athletics to badminton, basketball, boxing, canoeing, cycling, football, table tennis, taekwondo, weightlifting, wrestling, and swimming. 12 sports. Well, if you look at these sports, and in most of these kind of games like that, like people have always said, the reason why a lot of times our medal haul usually not much, because when you look this alongside other countries like the likes of US, Canada, and some advanced countries, you see that the US is going there with over maybe close to 30, 35, 40 different sports. Canada same. So I look at it that if you go into such tournaments with 30, 40 sports, why won't you bag medals in, and you see some of these sports, for instance, swimming, there are different categories of clinching medals, exactly. So but you look at Nigeria.
Swimming alone, in particular athlete can give 5 medals.
Five medals, yeah.
Happen field.
Exactly.
Won 5 medals,
yeah, exactly. So, but here we're going with 12 medals. But when you even look at this, sports Nigeria will be participating in, realistically, where do you actually feel there will be a podium finish?
Yeah, my expectations and my hope lies on three sports, which I hope that with God good of luck, with God on our side, we may likely make a podium finish. I'm looking at athletic, particularly in the 100-meter hurdle, where we have the like of Tobia Musa.
Yeah.
I'm also looking at the long women jumping, like we have a Brome.
Yeah.
I'm also looking at a 200-meter. 200-meter, we have actually Fables and I'm also looking at those girls, and also looking at coming to wrestling. Best Ngoro Dudo was there. It was there 4 years ago to wrestle Nigeria when Nigeria was almost going medalless at the game. He came to the rescue and gave Nigeria their first medal before he put the full up and added the bronze medal. And we hope that he'll be able to repeat that feat this year again.
Adukore also.
Yeah, I started to come in there. Adukore was a major focus 4 years ago. Nobody even talk about the best, but something happened. Adekore could not even go to the first preliminary round of the game. But we hope that he will learn from our mistake. But that's what that instead that happened any day, anytime. He's still a threat in her category of 60 kg in her category. He's one of the prime athletes in that category around the world. So everybody is together. So I'm also looking on her chance to give us a gold medal. And another way I also speak is weightlifting. Yeah, we have a potential in the weightlifting, and I believe that anything going in our favor will be able to spring a surprise in the weightlifting. A whole lot of people have said something about Van Beaton. Well, me, I'm not disrespecting Perry that he has what it takes to give. He's the only one who's selling Nigeria, but the whole lot of you have say a lot of things about his potential of using the medal. But if it comes, good happy. But if it not come, I'll not be disappointed. But just like I say, my focus and my expectation lie on these three: athletic, wrestling, and weightlifting. For football, if we made it to the group stage or get to the quarterfinal, for me it's a big achievement. And if we couldn't get to the podium, I will not be disappointed. Basketball, well, I will not roll them out completely, but the expectation is very. I don't have much hope that they are going to give us any medal. But if it comes, so be it. But my major focus. But one thing that if you look at it, just like you said earlier, when you see a US dominating, see China dominating. Like in US, they are coming to the athlete, we come to athlete not less than 200 athletes to 300 or 400 athletes. China also come 400 athletes participating in the game. South Africa also almost get to a game like more about you are just going with 88 athletes. And out of these 88 athletes, you'll be surprised that we are going with 62 female. You can see that the women have taken over our game. Women continue to dominate our game and they continue to dominate. Out of 88 athletes, Nigeria is going with 62 women athletes. Only 26 are male female. We have all the female team, all the basketball team, even in the athletic that has 36. These athletes have 36. Women have the 18 athletes and the 12 for female. So women has gradually taken over the state of the sport, and even the churches have recorded both in Olympic, both in the Commonwealth game, both in the All African Championship. Women always dominate the medal thing, give Nigeria a feather in the medal thing.
All right. That's that about, of course, but still on the Olympics, where of course the Ministry of Sports, during the week confirmed that when it comes to campaign allowances and all of that, that officials and the athletes have all received their allowances, although we didn't have a chance to confirm from any of the athletes if it's true, but this is what the ministry is saying. But since no athlete has come out to dispute it, let's take it.
That's the way it
is.
Well, I think the ministry have no excuse not to pay the allowances. At least they have over about 12 billion have been approved for them by the president to prosecute the game, and with 12 billion in your table, you should be rest assured that you can pay athletes all their bonuses or their allowances. According to the minister, even their home camping allowance, the 2 week camping allowance they have at home here, they are paid, and then the foreign based training for 2 weeks, and they are also paying them the allowance. And just like you see, since no athlete has come out to cry foul of that, we are here to hear any noise. You can be rest assured that athletes are not always very patient. Once they suspect any foul play, they will quickly ring a bell. And since we are not hearing any bell from any corner, let us assume that they have been paid their allowance, and it should be added motivation for them. The minister need to ensure that they pay them those allowances, and they ensure that the athletes are well motivated. Sometimes, there's something, 12 billion, yes, it may sound very big and it may sound not too big, but if you measure it in terms of value, in naira value compared to you are going to participate where you are not going to use, you are going to play where you are not going to use naira. But the good thing is that once you transported athletes, when the expenditures of bulk of this money will normally go is a ticket, the flight ticket. That is where you normally spend this money. The flight ticket to the game. But once you get to the Paris, the athlete feeding the accommodation is the affair of the local organizing committee. How the athlete move from point A to point B, from game venue to the road to the game village, is exclusively reserved of the local organizing committee. And once you are there, the federations or your national Olympic committee have no expenses to spend on you. The only thing they spend on you is your ticket from here and your ticket back home. And then provide the other allowances. Your accommodation, your feeding is exclusive reserved of the local organizing committee, and then probably the officials, your own bag and baggage, the contingent. You understand what I mean by their bag and baggage, where the ministers and the school, all them carry the right to spend on the commission. So the welfare of athletes should be paramount, because you don't have these 12 billion that are available. You don't spend anything but for their welfare.
Of course, moving on now, former the Tigers player Mfon Udoka has played down the Tigers' chances at the Paris Olympic. Of course, the Tigers will be making their third appearance at the Olympics after debuting in Athens 2004 and also qualifying for Tokyo 2020. But Udoka has played down the Tigers' chances, saying, well, when you look at this kind of position they'll be coming up against, according to her, she does not see, the Tigers really coming out of that group.
Honestly, sometimes you cannot but agree with her, in as much as it's like to play down or demoralize the team, but you cannot but agree. You cannot agree less, but just accept that he's saying the obvious. And you're looking at their playoff match, even their friendly match they played so far from the 2 games they played, they lost the 2 games. And I hope they have a better chance 4 years ago than now. Because even the 4 years ago at the Tokyo Olympics, we hope that they have a better chance. And even at that Olympics, they all lost the 4 group matches. And even at the Athens 2004, they also lost all the group matches. So I don't think we are going to expect anything much different. More particularly that even the motivation. The motivation from the federation is not too very there. If you're looking at the support from the home base, the Tigers, I think these Tigers exclusively is just on their own, make it on their own to ensure that they qualify for this Paris game. And the expectation support from the home base, from the federation is not there. So up to today, I've not read any statement from the Nigeria Basketball Federation to tell who the program for the Tigers. It's just somehow.
Of course, to other Olympic news now, of course, this concerning Argentina, where, of course, the Argentine Olympic squad was booed ahead of their Paris Olympic men's football opener against Morocco. Of course, we know that's as a result of what transpired after their Copa America win, where they're seen to be, taunting and French players, one begins to wonder, and different analysts have said it. You played a final against Colombia, won that final. There was no business, but when you were celebrating, you started abusing the French players. How did the French players come into that matter? France didn't participate in Copa America. They were busy with their own Euros. But how come it was France that became your problem?
Honestly, I think the French authority need to take this matter up, and I believe that they say they are already.
No, for to FIFA, yeah, FIFA said they are looking into it.
So they have to look into it. But player, this is what we call racism. You don't disregard a whole nation.
Yeah.
Why should you targeting a whole nation that they are there with a different passport?
Who was the nation you are even taunting? We're not even part of this club. That's what people are even saying.
Say,
did you play against?
Let's assume it's even the World Cup.
Exactly.
Or they are transferring the aggression of the World Cup of the World Cup final for.
But you just won against Colombia. France did not play the Copa America.
Okay, even when you won the Cup, they are transferring the aggression of the World Cup that won 2 years ago in Qatar against the France. Why abusing the French national team that they are made up of different colors? Exactly. All that they know that they're African, their players are all African, and they're able to recognize them as a nation. It's quite unfortunate, and the fact that the Chelsea player that we come into that thing, I think it's very bad for his image, and I hope that FIFA need to come with a heavy sanction on those players to suffer to terror. You don't degrade the nation like that.
In fact, when that incident happened, his Chelsea teammates, black Chelsea teammates, started on following him on social media, and like some analysts said, when you return back to your team now, what do you think your relationship with those players will be like on the same team?
Like degrading the human being.
Exactly.
It's quite unfortunate that I think FIFA need to came heavily on Argentine players, particularly the players that have been mentioned. It's quite unfortunate. You don't just rubbish the whole nation and condemn the whole nation. That you don't. What would I say? The Colombia also has a black player. What do you say about the Colombia?
Exactly.
You left the space where you are playing the ball and transfer aggression to another nation.
Yes. And then before we leave quickly, let's touch on some other news. Of course, Real Madrid yesterday announced that they have now grossed the highest revenue, that's in excess of 1 billion euros in taking in the 2023-2024 financial report. The La Liga, UEFA League, and Spanish Cup champions closed out the 2023-24 financial year tax after profit with 16 million euros higher, 32% higher than last season, while Forbes valued the club at $6 billion last season. For Madrid, what can one say about the club again? It looks like they continue to win both on and off the field.
But this is money talking.
Yeah.
And that excluded the player transfer.
Yeah, of course.
Even the money they make from transfer of players, no player is not included. Just winning the La Liga, winning the Champions League and the Copa America and the Super Cup. That is what earns those money. That is why football is money.
Of course, maybe quickly one more story. Of course, the Tigers of Nigeria forward Chimezie Metu has joined Barcelona. That's the basketball team now. If I'm not mistaken, Barcelona basketball team. So it actually, it was posted on an X handle to confirm that the ex NBA star was selected for the Barcelona basketball team, where he will be playing his trade from next season.
Congratulations to him, and we hope that will be also rubbed on Nigeria and the Tigers will bounce back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a period the Tigers are going to drill.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, not in the Olympics. Same for the men's team. No men's team not in the Olympics. Only the women football team, women basketball team. So, like you said, when it comes to sport, women are gradually the ones who are, making Nigeria proud.
Even the individual sport that we even have is all about women. All women athletics, all women. Anyway, it's all women at wrestling. So you go to we are going to wrestle with 6 athletes, 5 male, 1 male. The same athletic. Congratulations to the women that are taking over. Maybe we allow the women to rule over as the president.
Simple as that. Well, that's our package on today's edition of Sports Orbit. Of course, next week we will be back with another exciting edition of the program. Don't forget, the Olympic fever is on. Super Falcons will be in action in roughly an hour's time against Brazil. Do hope to keep an eye on that one, and we will be watching that one. And hopefully, next week we'll give you a complete review and update of other Olympic activities as they unfold. Do have a nice time out there. Saluku, thank you for being in the studio with me today.
Okay, sure.
Until we come your way again, do have a wonderful time. My name is Alpha Cho, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the